Yes, everyone, episode 22, we talk about the farce that is the Glaswegian Willy Wonka experience. Ben talks about 2024's hottest movie, Dune 2, and we hear from people who quit their job on day one and find out what were their "I'm out of here" moments.
Choose the fact.
Boys. We're back, episode 22. Two twos now.
Two twos,
Do you remember when that was just Lethal
Everywhere.
Bizzle just started doing that, and then it was just everyone was saying it for like 6 months, and now it's
Lethal Bizzle did start a few little bits of his own, didn't he?
Purple Dingling.
Leave it, yeah.
Purple Dingaling.
Yeah, it was that video of Talisa and went viral, and he commentated on it on YouTube and got loads of views.
No, I didn't see
I
that.
did not know about that.
I'll show it you afterwards.
That's
It's
mad.
not pod safe.
It's not,
Purple
we're not putting that.
Dingaling. Trying to touch my dingaling. What's that?
There we go. Swear, put that on the swear list.
Dingaling.
30 seconds in.
No, I'm joking.
Won't you
Innuendo.
play with my dingaling? Sorry. Let's go.
Episode 22, but I'm going to jump straight in this week to Laugh of the Week. Because there's just unavoidable Laugh of the Week this week. It's been all over social media. Unfortunately, by the time it comes out, it'll be old news. It'll be chip paper.
We can't win them all.
However, it would be sloppy of me not to mention it. And I think what's been great about this story this week has not been the original story, but it's been the fallout. And just as Dean with his news section goes to America, with my Laugh of the Week, I'm going back north of the border to sunny Scotland.
Oh, yeah.
And
It's like Canada.
Dean thinking that we're in New York State right now and not Southwest London. But yeah, Scotland.
It's always a good...
The Willy Wonka experience.
Was that a jobby?
Brilliant.
Oh.
Brilliant. Okay.
So if you've been living under a rock, the Willy Wonka experience was basically they used AI-generated imagery for the ticket. A ticket price, I believe, was £38 a ticket,
That's a random price, by the way.
which is a lot of money.
Especially when you see what they got for it.
And what they got for it was this.
Yeah.
So you've got a sparse, cold warehouse in Glasgow. My favourite, and bear in mind,
It's the worker in it.
I put events on. So with an event hat on, it's even funnier. Like, look at this banner.
It's that.
That's just not even... Let's not measure the wall. Let's just get it in large and hope for the best. Then some of the props aren't bad if they were all over the
If there was loads of them.
Yeah,
not
so-
three.
And then you've got the Oompa Loompa that's gone famous here, right? But...
She was in the news.
Well, so this is now the kind of fallout and why I love this so much, because it's really ignited the Scottish public, and that's a public that when they're ignited, humour just falls out of every orifice, doesn't it?
Yeah.
So I'm obsessed with this Willy Wonka story. This needs to be a 6-part Netflix documentary. A la Fyre Festival.
Yeah.
The irony being as well that, like, if they were to reopen it tomorrow, exactly the same, it would sell out.
Oh,
It
indeed.
would go crazy.
100%.
And
You couldn't get a ticket tomorrow.
No.
I don't know about that.
oh, 100%
No,
will.
no.
There's
There'd be queue around
there's a
there'd be queue around the
telling
corner.
There's a petition on change.org to reopen it
Of course there is.
because everyone want to go. It's like Wakey Wines.
There'll be Wakey Wines. That's a hell of a comparison.
But it is, though.
Okay.
It's a normal newsagents, but because you've seen him doing them silly TikToks, you want to go there.
These are the same people that raised Usher's ticket sales by 830% the other day.
What, Glaswegians?
Glaswegians, yeah. Usher's concert just full of them. Love that, actually.
Let it burn, go let it burn. The handwritten signs of wayfinding.
Where is the effort?
An Oompa Loompa dressed up. I think this was a boy that went to it. I don't know if it
Is it
was
just someone's child?
Yeah, I'm not
Just
sure.
a child.
But just the 2 thumbs down. Did you see the
2 thumbs down.
Yeah.
The milk's gone bad.
Did you see the unknown as well that just came out behind?
What is that?
So basically,
about?
Willy Wonka's like, "Oh my god, it's the unknown," and it's just this person in mask like coming out behind a mirror, and the kid's just like crying, and it's like that was never in the books.
That's a Mighty Boosh character.
Yeah,
For some
that was
reason.
Roald Dahl never scripted that. And as Ben mentioned, of course, in true squeezing the lemon until the lemon done dried up. They went on Good Morning Britain, the two women that weren't there as Oompa
Of
Loompas.
course they did.
There's been TikToks of Willy Wonka, who's an actor. Another guy who's an actor has gone on TikTok. They're all trying to rinse their little 5 minutes.
Of course,
Hey, any publicity.
And of course, The Simpsons did it first with Homer Land.
Of course. Yeah. Brilliant, by the way. By the way, she was night and day. Like her on Good Morning Britain.
I've not seen it.
Compared to just how she looks in that image there. And she is beaming there on TV there.
Yeah, definitely. And in true Scottish fashion, someone's done a video. This man's accent is mental, by the way. So I'm going to show you a video of this.
Look, I want to start this off by saying I understand that the Willy Wonka experience pattern it's done now. We're about to move on because they've speared the arse out of it. But before that happens, there's one element of this whole situation that I feel like nobody's actually properly addressing.
Nobody.
And that is the fact that somebody at that event phoned the police.
Paulus.
You can't just phone the police because you've had a shite time and get ripped off. I go to the co-op every fucking day. I don't phone the police about that. I wish I could. You can't do that. And what did you say? If anyone knows the person who phoned the police, I would love to know what they said to them. Oh, you have to get down here right now because I just paid £38 and there's a cunt in there pretending to be Willy Wonka. He's not even got a bob. Actually, in fact, he's ginger, I know. Like my youngest Clayton, he went up, he only got one jelly bean. He was absolutely humiliated. Was it somebody's ma that's gone, you better get down here because there's an Oompa Loompa and her face is fucking tripping her. It's been tripping her all day and that's cost me a fortune. It's a joke. I feel like the person who phoned the police is the same type of person that used to sell glittered bottles of Lambrini, Mad Dog and Buckfast on Facebook for £50. I feel, or somebody that runs a wax melt page. I would like to look into this further.
Runs a what page?
A waxing page.
Is he a comedian or something? I feel like he might.
I think he's just Scottish.
Yeah, could be the case. Could be the case.
And that is not that's a compliment because they are just, it's a funny people, isn't
It's
it?
just hilarious.
The police, and
I've never heard police
Humiliated.
said in that way. Humiliated. It took me a second to do the translation. I went,
yeah.
What did
You're
he
always a
just-
second
It was
behind.
two
aren't you?
words. He said it into two
Humiliated.
words.
Yeah. But just he's got a point. Who's ringing the police on that? But
Because you've had a shit time.
And why are they turning up?
yeah.
Why? They want to see what it's all about.
Yeah.
They're just bored.
I've been watching a documentary recently on this stalker who was like using Facebook, and these poor women that have been like berated on all these social media accounts. None of the police took them seriously. It took them months and months and months on this thing and of hassle and harassment. It's called Can I Tell You a Secret? on
Yeah, that's what.
Netflix.
Yeah, mate, mental.
But then they get a call about Willy Wonka.
They're there
straight down there.
Yeah.
Nino. The police. But yeah, it's just British. That is so typically British.
Yeah,
and
yeah.
one step further, it's even better that it's Scottish.
Yeah.
Because the fallout would never be as funny if that was English.
No.
Unless it was maybe.
It's like Boaty McBoatface, isn't it? Do you know, like how
It's just
how terrible can we make something on
it's
purpose?
a small
you know?
town paper gone big in terms of like, those little stories that you hear in a small town paper or like local
It's
news.
literally what I'd search for in the news stuff,
Yeah.
you know? But
But that's my laugh of the week.
Yeah,
and
that's
I
good.
think a lot of
That's
other
good.
people's laugh of the week, evidently.
It's class.
Boys, we are.
What a story that is.
By the time this comes out, I'm going to be confident we've got 200 subs now. So there we go. Next
Yes.
century down.
Yeah.
But we want more.
Of course we do. Like you say, we very nearly hit 200 already. I think we are...
Which is mental, really.
Which is crazy. For us, that is absolutely monstrously
Yeah.
big. So over the moon by that. But more's the better. Tell your friends. Like recommend us to anybody you know. Like, comment, subscribe. Please do. The comments would be really appreciated.
Yeah, definitely. And share the shorts.
Share the shorts.
Because they're
My
funny.
God, share them.
Yeah. Share the shorts.
Best
And-
bits in it.
Exactly. And Dean, what about the audio guys?
Audio, Samsung, Spotify, Apple Music.
Just saying brands.
Saying
Panasonic,
stuff. Yeah.
Dyson.
But definitely give us 5 stars if you're listening on Spotify or Apple Music. Just give us 5 stars, much appreciated. Thank
Definitely.
you for all the love.
Perfect.
Big up.
Yeah, you guys have been killing it. Thank you.
moving on, it's time for Mr. Clayton Cinema Club.
Mr. Clayton Cinema Club. Here we go. This is a big one. This is one that we've all been really keen
This
to.
is the big one.
This is the big one. This is the one that we were sitting on for ages, and unfortunately we've kind of missed the release on it, but we're going to talk about it anyway, because it's just huge. Dune 2. Let's get that right out of the way. Dune 2 is what we're looking at. Denis Villeneuve's sequel to... I don't know how well received the first one was. Yeah,
It's not Dennis.
I think it's Denis. But I could just be making things up.
Out.
If people are called Dennis, they're calling themselves Denis. The game is gone, isn't it? Dennis. If he lives in Scarborough and putting the bins out, it's Dennis. But the moment you release a blockbuster movie, it's Denis. Have a day off.
The excitement for this is absolutely palpable. The first movie that came out a few years ago at this point
Few years ago now, right?
was so good. This is a remake, just so you guys know, but it's a remake done in the best possible way.
Yeah.
And I do think once this story is concluded with this second movie, the end of the Spice Wars, it's all taken care of. This will be a story that's up there with some of the best sci-fi of all time.
Yeah.
And I think it's going to be part of that conversation once this is all sewn up. So definitely go and watch it. It was out yesterday, I believe. Yesterday. So if you've not seen it already, do go and watch it. It's absolutely star-studded. If this is the thing that you are interested in, let me just read a few of the names that are in this, by the way.
It's not just star-studded. It's star-studded for every generation as well.
Every single generation. It's the spread is completely covered. So look at this. We've got Timothée Chalamet, who's obviously in everything, but he is very good in everything.
Willy Wonka.
Wonka.
Where was he in Glasgow this week?
I bet he doesn't
That'll be
do
next week, won't it?
I bet he doesn't do the drop roll as good as
There's
Gene
no chance.
Wilder,
There's no chance. He's not spry
I'd like to see
enough.
that, though.
Zendaya, which is just everyone's favourite girl at the minute. Austin Butler, Christopher Walken, Javier Bardem, Josh Brolin, Jason Momoa, Dave Bautista. There are tons and tons of names in it. And go on.
Also, what I didn't realise, because I rewatched the first one about maybe a few months ago, and the main bad character that comes out of the thing.
Stellan Skarsgård.
That's the guy from like Thor.
He's so good.
Unrecognisable though.
Yeah,
and then
yeah.
But then, when I saw it again, I was like, I can see it now. But like, you could have given me 100 guesses, I wouldn't have got that the first time round.
Well, the makeup is very well done.
And I hadn't read that he was in there, obviously, so I was coming completely blind. But yeah,
it's a bit like the Batman. If you didn't already know that it was Colin Farrell, you didn't know it was Colin Farrell. You're not clocking who that is. So that's a huge movie that we've all been really excited to watch. I cannot wait to go do it. We're going to see it very soon.
Well, we've actually booked to the IMAX.
Yes, we have.
So I've never done IMAX before, and I was sitting across a guy from work, and I was like, "Is it worth the hype?" Like, I always intend to go and see something at IMAX if it's IMAX worthy, like that blockbuster type thing. And then
it seems like an IMAX.
I finally did it, and it wasn't that much more expensive than proper good cinema is now.
So no, it's not crazy.
Like £24 a ticket.
And if you know this guy's work, let's think like, oh God, I'm not going to be able to think of any off the top of my head, but we'll forget that. Like he's done some, like
drawn a blank.
Shockingly,
it's just beauty, isn't it? Everything he does.
Everything. The cinematography
Blade Runner.
The new Blade. That's
he
what
did
I was
that one,
trying to think of. 2049. Sicario, a few of them.
Yes.
But the cinematography is always 10-10.
And score.
And the score, phenomenal. So if you're going to go and watch, if any film deserves to be in the IMAX, this guy's films are up there.
I feel like Dune 1 was one of those, like, you didn't watch it the first time round.
I couldn't finish it. I've tried twice, and I'm just
big old film,
bored.
No.
Man,
I know. I've got no empathy for that opinion.
I don't know how to dress it up any other way.
I just can't even begin to, like, for me, it's part one and part two, because the original was a
single film.
Was a single film, wasn't it? In the 80s?
It is an 80s movie, yeah.
Yeah, but it's kind of a bit spoofy, isn't it? In terms of, not spoofy, but almost, people look back in a bit of jest.
Yeah, because I just think technical limitations means it couldn't be the film that it wanted to be.
Yeah.
I think it's that
It just
simple.
always looked a bit trashed, didn't it, back in the day with those.
But yeah, I went to see it with my dad, who'd seen the original, and he was like, wow, it's pretty epic. But it was just the annoyance of having to wait, and the actors' strike pushed it back even further.
Yeah.
But then I watched it with subtitles, and the second time round, and that made it so much better.
Yeah.
Because when you've got fantasy worlds, and they're all made up names and places, you kind of get lost in them. Whereas when you get subtitles, it rings back to you a little bit more. But I mean, the Momoa's end scene in the first one, when he just takes out about 20 of them.
And his name is Duncan, Idaho, by the way. That is the
Smash it like an Idaho potato.
Yeah, nice.
Duncan, Idaho, what a man. I just love the film, honestly. I love that world, and I love seeing it put to screen in the way it deserved to be done. This is like I say, it's going to be all time. Given that we've had such a slew of not great sci-fi movies in the last few years, Star Wars has fallen off a cliff.
Star Trek was bad.
The Creator...
I like The Creator. I thought it was brilliant.
This is going to like really put sci-fi back on the map, I think.
Do you think it's now, talking of squeezing lemons, do you reckon they'll expand that universe because of its popularity? You'd think that...
They would be mad to do it. If this is done,
mad to do it or mad not to?
To do it. Okay. I think it's such a bad idea because this is like a succinctly put together like singular story. Now, I do think, though, there was a series on this a few years back that I've never seen.
Okay,
I think there was a TV show. That is more likely to be something they would go down the route of, I think, than another, like, trying to expand the universe in film format. I do think a TV show might be more likely.
Well, if you want any more convincing, Josh Brolin's post on it. Have you got it to hand?
I don't.
I think let me find it. So Josh Brolin, as you know, he kind of is an anti-celebrity in some ways, isn't he?
Yeah.
While still doing all the things a celebrity needs to do. And where is it?
By the way, actors strike. What are you striking from?
Well, it was a lot about AI, about their face being used, about not just actors. It was about other things as well. Yeah, read it out.
So this is
he's done similar for when he was Deadpool, didn't he?
Yeah, he's really good for this kind of thing. So this is a caption that he's written as promotion of Dune 2. So Dune 2 releases in less than 2 weeks. Multiple exclamation marks. Robot lady and Wonka fall in love. Then Elvis tries to it all up while his bad dad floats in a pool of pond scum. So accurate, by the way, first of all. The WWE dude from Guardians gets super pissed while Midsummer Hottie puts the eyes on Wonka Obi-Wan just after his mum gets caught taking LSD in a sandy bathroom. True again. Chigga still doesn't like the guy from the Goonies. That's such a crazy reference. I mean, who doesn't want to see all that in the IMAX? True.
Yeah.
The pandemic is over. Strikes have come and gone. Fuck it. It's time to commune again and experience that amazing feeling of when the lights go down and you have your hand in your popcorn. Oh God, your hand on your popcorn.
That sounds a bit. Because of
yeah.
Have you seen? I'll put it on screen now.
Wow,
they
crazy.
did like a promotional popcorn bucket, but it looked like a fleshlight.
Basically.
Wow. Yeah, it wasn't good because they had these like sandworms that come out. Did you watch that far into it? That big sandworm thing that come out?
No, I didn't.
Only happens right at the end of the movie.
Oh,
right?
yeah, with the thumper.
Yeah. The thumper. Oh, I mean the tech.
Anyway,
it's great. I love it.
Well, we'll see that. I think after. Is it next week or the week after we're watching that?
Very soon.
Yeah, we'll have to check. It's after we're recording, isn't it? So that'll be good.
Sick.
I'm looking forward to that.
Look forward to that one, guys.
Have you got any more?
That is the one that I wanted to do today.
Perfect.
Just because I didn't want to miss it. I do have some more though if we want to do it, but I'll save that for next time.
Yeah, I think that's good. Save it for next time.
Yeah.
I did see something this morning, just to add on to here. It's not technically cinema, but apparently a decent budget Harry Potter world series is coming out. So talking about, franchises digging deeper. I think that is a world that should and can be explored because I think Harry Potter was never the reason that everyone liked Harry Potter.
Yeah, like there's more interesting things happening outside of that timeline, I guess.
Yeah, and like
there's a lot of scope.
I read those books as a boy, and I wanted to be a wizard. I didn't want to be Harry Potter because I think he's a Norse. It's like Frodo is the worst character in Lord of the Rings. You don't watch it for Frodo. You watch it for the world it creates.
You just want to give him a shake, don't you? Bloody hell, Frodo.
Yeah. It's just a ring. Shave it
together.
Shave your feet. You've got the whole world watching. Oh dear. But
when's that franchise going to be beaten, by the way? When's another fantasy going to come along and knock that off its perch?
What, Lord of the Rings?
Yeah.
It's
not happening, is it? No time.
But they tried it with a series that wasn't... It was okay, but it wasn't amazing. I liked it.
You did like it.
I thought it was all right.
I did.
It just took too long to get going.
It wasn't perfect by any... But I didn't mind it.
Just some badly written characters, I think, really weighed that down. But yeah.
All right, then, shall we move on to
Hell yeah.
Ask Your Uncles?
We've got a little Ask Your Uncles again this week. I hope you enjoyed it from last week, and I'm kind of getting into the flow. I like giving some helpful advice.
Yeah, because you like giving it, don't you?
Yeah.
I do. I'll give you some advice.
But you don't like taking it.
Listen.
But also, you like giving advice that's just like, get over it. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but also, get over it. You know what I mean? Like, what are we doing? People don't need to.
He's a hop, skip, and a jump away from man up, isn't he?
I would never say that. I would just think it quietly to myself. Okay, so this one is, how do I uninvite a wedding guest? Yeah? So this is what this person's trying to figure out. There's a few, like, bear with me. I'm going to read it how she's written it because there's a reason there's something I want to say on this. But I, parentheses, she, her, am getting married to my partner of 7 years, parentheses, he, him, in a few months. Yay. My question is about our mutual friend, Jane, parentheses, they, them.
This episode's sponsored by the word parentheses.
Okay.
I've heard it more times in the last 8 seconds
you've ever
than my
heard it.
entire life. Yeah, I got whiplash from the...
How do you think it feels saying it?
minor
parentheses,
What do I say? Brackets? Like a heathen?
Well, you could just say it without the brackets.
No, that's
you just
stupid.
You give a little pause and you
By
tilt
the
your
way,
head.
I loved the little parentheses.
See, this
Every
is the
time.
thing. He doesn't get high art. That's the problem with him.
Yeah, I just like monster trucks and beer.
That's why he likes the creator. Okay, so I've been friends with Jane, they, them, for over 10 years. We were close in college, and for a few years after, we've seen each other less lately, but that seems to be what happens with relationships. That's true. Jane is also my fiance's ex.
Ooh, okay.
This is the big point of
Plot
contention.
doth thicken.
Indeed it does. So they dated for almost 3 years before we met. Their breakup was amicable, they're on good terms, and Jane was the one who introduced me to my fiance. Jane is now in a happy relationship with somebody else. Fine. Jane,
Is that a he, him? Or is that a...
yeah, do you know what's surprising
parentheses.
that there was an omission of that one there.
He's not important.
The whole story's gone in my head now because without the parentheses anchoring me down,
You didn't know what was
I
going
blew
on.
away in the wind of prose.
Point proven. High art should be respected. Jane expects an invite, obviously, to the wedding, which is reasonable because we're all friends. My fiance does not want his ex there.
Fair
Which is
enough.
also reasonable because it was his first serious relationship, and being there might dredge up certain feelings that he shouldn't have to deal with on his wedding day. It's fair. This is very even-handed, I think. Talked to my fiance about it, and we think the solution would just be to invite Jane just to the hen party. Actually says bachelorette. I'm not.
Yeah.
I don't want to say that. Which will be fun, and just not invite them to the main day. So there's
You ended
that.
up saying it.
I did it. Yeah. Just because I had to. So that is the tall and short of it.
Fair enough.
What are our initial thoughts?
Well, just invite her to the hen party, innit?
And then
And
not-
don't
You're
invite her
so
to the
one-dimensional, aren't you?
No, but you've literally-
I agree. Move on. Next
No,
up,
she's answered
Sam's
her own
got a
question.
thread for us.
She's answered her own question.
Now,
she-
I
but
didn't include the reasons that she thought that might be a bad idea because I thought that's something we can talk about.
Yeah.
So yeah, okay. Say that we do that. Say that you just invite her to the hen party.
Yeah.
What's the fallout thereafter?
You don't invite anyone to the hen or stag without the wedding. Some people don't come because of availability, but come on. In for a penny, in for a pound.
Yeah.
You invite the closest people to you on the stag and hen.
It's a
By
massive slap in
default
the
that they're
face.
going to the wedding.
Yeah. Yes. Yeah. So would you? Yeah. Thoughts on that?
I mean, I've been to stags and not the wedding before.
Yeah, you're a good time guy though, aren't you? They got you in as a mascot. He'll spruce it up a little bit when we're needing life on day 2. Chuck him the rock.
That's also because they know that you won't turn up on time to the ceremony.
Yeah.
That's also the other side of it, especially if it's in the
On
morning.
time and wearing a suit.
Yeah. What's that last wedding you went to in like trainers and a t-shirt? What was?
What? Yeah, you crashed it with your brother in Air Maxes. The Indian wedding at the Savoy. You just went to the Savoy in some Air Max and ended up at an Indian wedding.
Yeah, I didn't know any of those people.
Even weird. Sorry, that's not the part. Oh yeah, of course. That makes way more sense.
That's fine.
No, my brother's mate, he does like photography at weddings and stuff.
Oh, okay,
and
that
he
was
was
the-
working it there, and
Yeah.
we went to just go and check it out.
But that was an
By the
expensive
way, Savoy wedding,
Oh yeah.
bells and whistles.
one. Oh yeah,
Jesus.
yeah. Indians know how to do a
Oh,
wedding.
I had
don't
a
they?
drink, all right.
Oh yeah, yeah. definitely.
Okay. Now, what's your advice to this young
maybe I'm
person?
probably a bit more well-rounded on the on this situation.
As the man who's been to both stags and weddings.
Yes, stags are plenty. I think you shouldn't ever invite you. I say this a lot to people because I have this conversation quite a bit where people are like, oh, I feel like I have to invite that person. Or like some people have invited my girlfriend and never met her. And I'm like, why are you inviting her?
Yeah.
Not in I'm asked way, but like she's not... Going to weddings are expensive. You have to get a hotel, travel, all the booze that you drink, if you're, unless they're lucky enough that they can afford a free bar. Like, if I have not met you, I'm not doing that. I'm just going to sit there awkwardly watching a ceremony of people I don't know. Like, when I get married, I want I want everyone there. Like, obviously, me or my partner. I don't have to know everyone. If it matters to her and I've met them, that's fine. But like, go on WhatsApp. If you've not messaged them for the last year, they're not coming. Like, there's no hard feelings there. And it's not like I don't like you as a friend. It's I'm paying a lot of money per head here.
Yeah.
That's not answering this question. That's just setting the scene
valid,
of why I'm saying it.
Like it can just get too over elaborate, can't it? Like you want really only like the closest main people.
Of course you do, yeah. And like, yes, if you had one of them weddings where you've got infinite budget and you're marrying Senator what's his face from Wedding Crashers,
Palpatine.
Then you're fine. But like, but for this one,
Stogies?
He's got every right to not want his ex there. And
regardless, hold on, first, that's a whole another side quest that is altogether.
Yeah, he's got every right to want that. I mean, if he feels uncomfortable, then he has every right to articulate that and not do it. I think sometimes I've been watching like some dating shows recently, some trashy Netflixy ones that I get really into, and like so many times
they can't see each other.
Yeah, Love Is Blind,
Yeah.
and so many times like the women are able to like articulate themselves. I think they're better at articulation for a start. But then they go, my feelings need to be validated, rah, rah, rah. And then the guy goes, yeah, you're right. And then the guy kicks off and goes, look, I just don't feel comfortable with that. Then it's like, well, I need more from you. It's like both sides have every right to say, I don't want to come. And I feel like if 50% of you don't want someone there, then that's basically a veto.
Yeah, fair. Okay.
Yeah.
I think this is also...
Because it's better to remove the problem than one person half want it and the other person not.
And then be looking over your shoulder. Like, imagine standing there on your wedding day, give me your hands. You were the bride.
Cute.
And then you look there and you see your ex. And that's then in your head when you're saying your vows and everything like that.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know, that for me is just a bit sticky. I don't know that some people can be friends with their exes. I personally don't think I think you can be friendly.
Yeah.
But I don't think they should come.
I don't think you need to go.
This speaks to...
Need is the word.
Yeah,
They don't
definitely
need
isn't
to.
there. It kind of speaks to, though, maybe a conversation that should have happened way sooner with the fact that it maybe wasn't as amicable a breakup as it's been made to seem. Because if it really was, and you guys were all good as gold, I don't think you would care that much that your ex was there if it was all like kosher and it was all fine and you guys were actually just friends. This is also someone that's probably in your life regularly because it's your fiance's really good friend.
That's the bigger question, isn't it?
So that's what's strange about it.
You're fine to go to the pub with them, but you don't want to...
Yeah.
So...
Because where are we drawing the line on that? Like, the wedding is just sacrosanct, so therefore we don't want that person to be there because it's going to bring the whole event down. I don't know.
But what was her framing of it? She's neither on either side.
So the way that she originally says it was, she thinks both things are reasonable. She thinks it's reasonable that the woman wants to come and it's reasonable that the fiancé doesn't want her to come. Which is an even-handed way to look at it, but I think you should kind of have a stance on this as well. Like, you should have some level of preference too, and put that point forward. Because then you can have a much easier conversation with your fiancé or the friend and say, look, this is also where I sit on this.
It would help with the decision-making anyway.
Yeah.
But if she's neutral and the fella's anti, then that for me is a slam dunk.
Yeah.
Do it.
You also just can't be neutral. Sometimes you can't be neutral. And also, like, I don't know, maybe you just shouldn't be best mates with your fiance's ex.
Yeah, I just think that's sticky. I know some people can do it, but like if I break up with someone, I don't want to. I don't need you back in my life. Like I've got one ex of mine on Instagram still, but from years and years ago, it's like water under a bridge type thing.
Right.
Just ended. There was no big hoo ha, but like, do I speak to her all the time? No. Would I be happy to see something good happen to her? Yes, but like, if I didn't have her on Instagram tomorrow, it wouldn't be like, oh no, what do I do? But some people need to have that. But do you know what I mean? Like, that's my circumstance. It's always different. But like, It also feels like, you know, when some people say, "Oh, it's not working out, but let's be friends." Like, fuck off.
I don't want to be your friend.
Get out the car.
I've got
Get
friends
out
that car.
Get out
You know
the
what I mean?
car.
Friends
Because this
that
car
car.
ain't stopping.
But so the they them wasn't important.
So the reason I left that in was because
that could be a breadcrumb to why they broke up.
maybe, but also for you,
Bloody hell.
for you who's written that question,
Flipping
that's not important.
MacGyver.
That because it didn't factor in. So you didn't need to give everyone's pronouns in a story where it doesn't matter. You didn't even need to give names, to be honest with you. So let's maybe just chill out on.
Yeah. Why don't you keep those
there.
parentheses in your goddamn pocket?
I get that,
Brenda.
Like, I'm not against those things anyway, but don't force it into a conversation that doesn't require them. That's what I'll say.
There's no context in what we're doing.
So I would just say the overall advice that
Get in the bin.
The overall advice would be, go with what makes your fiance more comfortable because ultimately it's more important. That's what's more important.
Only people that matter on your wedding day are you two.
Yeah.
Everyone else, I mean, obviously.
Call it off.
That's what you don't want. I object. Who said that? He did. She did. They did. But
Them.
He did it.
One calling one person they as well. Hold on.
But
We'll avoid that.
we don't.
That was just in my own head.
Do you know what though? Like being at a wedding that had an objection, if you didn't have much skin in the game with a couple, would be gold.
Cup of tea. Oh,
What are you doing at a wedding that you've got no objection to anyway? Wait, hold on.
And it's in a wedding that
no
like
skin in the game.
Say if it's
yeah,
like,
that's actually good.
that's going to go against
the
my
whole
own
point we're
point.
just talking about.
But if I was,
Who invited you?
yeah, a friend of the photographer just
Holy
stuck in my
shirts and
airbaxes.
Yeah, to be fair, that's you at that last wedding. You zero skin in the game, just drinking their booze.
Just eating a samosa in the corner, go, this is good.
like,
Props,
highlight.
props to Mrs. Singh. Hey-oh.
Well, there was Ask Your Uncles. I thought that was a good one.
Yeah, it's a good one.
Yeah.
So our verdict is
Don't go.
Don't invite them. Don't go to your own wedding. Invite them to the hen and call it a day. Yeah, that's probably it.
or give her the option to come to the hen. Just say, I don't. We just feel like
Isn't
it's
that what an invite is? This guy.
Yeah.
No,
you're
giving the option is so. Do you even want me there? Like,
No,
do you know
it's
what I
more
mean?
like
I'm
I'd-
coming or I'm not.
Oh, that's actually valid, by the way.
Yeah, I know what you're saying, but the way I was going to frame it was, look, with the wedding, we just think it's cleaner just to have no exes there. Appreciate that's not akin to our friendship, but it's just something that we just think on a day where we're celebrating our love, that shouldn't happen.
Would you even need to explain it to her though?
Well,
Just
if
don't
you want to
invite
maintain
her.
the friendship, yes.
Yeah.
However,
definitely.
I'd love you to come on the hen if you want to come. So I guess that is an invite.
Yeah.
No, you're right, though. Definitely.
Probably communication is the better way to go about it.
This person shouldn't be surprised in any way. Yeah, you should have that conversation up front so they know.
And there's the other point, right? If you were the ex in that situation and someone said that, would you be narky or would you go, it's a bit shitty because I would have liked to go as if you were truly a friend, you'd be like, oh, I kind of wanted to go that. But at the same time, I kind of get it.
And you can't say that it's unreasonable.
You can't say that if you ever get and this goes for everyone watching and listening. If you don't ever get invited to a wedding, you can't be shitty. You just can't be because that's their decision on that day. It's nothing to do. You shouldn't take it personally.
Yeah.
Especially if it's finite numbers. Some people get married like 40 people
There's
these
a lot
days.
of finite number weddings. Yeah,
Yeah,
happened to me a few times.
because they're
to be fair.
expensive. Yeah, so don't get shit with people that don't get invited, and just thankfully you don't get to save the money.
Go and get free food somewhere else.
Yes, amen.
Amen, brother.
So I've got a thread that I mentioned in the chat, and it is essentially for people that. Let me just get the word in right. For people that quit a job after day one, what was your I'm out of here moment? So what was that thing that made you go, where am I? Get me out. And I know we did a little thing on first jobs.
way
A
back.
good while ago now.
Yeah.
So it's kind of akin to some of the things that we mentioned, but to the point where we're like, just goes to show that just because you advertise a job doesn't mean you've got your stuff together. There's some shoddy establishments out there. So what was your I'm out of here moment when working a new job? I was 17 and working precast concrete. Refused to use a rusted to shit ladder. Supervisor called me a pussy. Got up about 7 rungs before his foot went through one. Heard his foot snap as he fell. I called an ambulance and walked to my car in the parking lot.
See you later. Yeah. The right decisions were made multiple times that day. Jeez.
I mean, the guy on site, you must have seen a lot of like, just get on with it type stuff.
Yeah, every day. There was one site I'd work on, and in fact, me and the guy I was working with, I worked on the job with recently, we were talking about it. I sent him a photo of the site manager, and he would call everyone a C word on day one. Like, that would just be the way of breaking you in, like, welcome.
Non-league football management.
Like, tough love from the get-go, do you know what I mean?
But the we did it before. I can't remember what the word is now, but it was it the word where you were happy about someone's misfortune?
Schadenfreude.
Schadenfreude. This is Schadenfreude.
Yeah.
Because he's got called a pussy for not wanting to use a ladder, and I'm saying rusted to shit is just a great way of.
Yeah.
You can see it now, can't you? Like so rough and coarse on the rung, and him going not a chance,
Which would actually offer more purchase.
More purchase, but less
until the
structure.
ladder
Until it broke on you.
Yeah.
Then no purchase at all.
And then the idea of like a grumpy boss like muttering under his breath one rung at a time, hitting the rung a little bit too hard because he's being grumpy and getting his point across, and then that seventh rung going straight down through the lot.
Also, I wish he would have called him a pussy in return when he's crying about his busted ankle.
Or
There you
like
go.
one of them.
Yeah.
Or like hand on the ankle that's
I'm going to
broken.
call you an ambulance, pussy.
Don't worry, the ambulance is coming, pussy. That's great.
Yeah, my pussy just. I was walking past and his pussy just fell through a ladder. And anyway, this one's about Amazon. And we all know the working Amazon, what comes with that. So, what was your "I'm out here" moment working at Amazon? So, on the first day of working at Amazon warehouse, the managers broke down to everyone how a 15-minute break works. So, you might have heard about this. And
Talk about micromanaging.
Yeah. So walking to the break room is 2.5 minutes. 10 minutes of actual break and then 2.5 minutes to go back to your stations. It took me 2.5 minutes to walk to my car and I took a forever break.
Yep.
Damn straight. If you're telling me I've only got 10 minutes to eat my flipping lunch, goodbye.
But the comments in that thread there were like people that had also worked at Amazon warehouses. Right. And like, you know, one guy was basically said that like he had a dodgy stomach one day, had to go to the toilet, and like they're literally banging on the stall going you've missed, you know, it's like, God, what are we doing here?
Bloody hell. Let me just live my life a little bit. I know I'm at work and I'm here and I'm working. Yeah, don't get it wrong. But flipping out.
Meanwhile, Bezos has brought another super yacht.
Yeah.
Doing that crazy laugh he does.
Yeah. He's not a real person, is he?
It's a robot.
He's like those like Martian futuristic people that Goobacks from South Park.
Which is actually go back, isn't it? But they're in the future. It's funny, isn't it?
That is funny.
Right. What was your "I'm out here" moment when starting a new job? Summer job working for a landscape architect. Got to the job site and he asked me to dig a hole in some rocky dirt. I asked for a shovel. He didn't have one. I asked for a hand spade. He didn't have one. He told me to just dig the hole with my bare hands, and then he drove off to another site, leaving me completely alone. I dug for a little bit and then said, "Fuck this," and left.
At least he tried, you know?
The fact that he tried is crazy.
When he wasn't there as well.
Yeah. There's absolutely no way.
The commitment to going, the car's driven off, right? You can the dust down the path is
The leaves are
dissipating.
settling,
And you're still...
Digging a hole is no fun, by the way.
Even
With your
with
bare hands.
the spade.
Well, obviously, with the tools, it's no fun.
You need some
know what I mean?
Brixton nails, don't you, for that, just to get some purchase. God, that'd be horrible. You're
That's
hoping for
bad.
wet soil, because dry soil, you're not making a dent.
Clay. Oof.
Oh, it was
Clay.
clay, wasn't it? Was it clay? No, rocky dirt.
I mean, no then. You simply can't do it anyway.
There must have been such a moment where the momentum of the thing stopped. You just look at yourself and go, "What the fuck am I doing?"
Yeah, you're moving with that, and then you just go,
Looking at your nails for hours, how dirty they are.
forget
Going,
this.
"What did I do?"
But this is the thing, though, like with tradesman jobs or like jobs doing such things, like there's so many days where I'm just not ready for a fucking drill to be just ringing in my ears. Do you know what I mean? Like it's to get to like just crack it on.
That's a summer job for a landscape architect, a landscaper.
Yeah,
Let's not
yeah.
call it an architect because it's a bit lofty.
Hold on a minute.
Someone's fuming at
Surely
that.
no, but like-
yeah.
But like,
Landscape gardener.
what's the landscape architect thinking when he picks up this, I'm going to assume young person because they're doing a summer job, taking them to a site where he needs a hole digging without a spade or anything. What's he thinking?
Yeah.
Is he thinking when he comes back 8
been
hours
let
later,
down.
there's going to be a perfect hole? Because if he's thinking that, that's absolutely nuts. From a professional architect, he thinks he's going to come back to a hole. Get out of here.
Regulation hole as well. Yeah.
He came back to a couple bits of clawed dirt, didn't he? That's what he came back to.
I'd
And-
love to see
and
that.
nobody.
That hole.
I'd have kicked it back in. Out of spite, I'd have kicked it back in. No, forget this. I thought he wanted to see that I tried to do this.
He probably
100%.
didn't even want it done. He probably just dropped him off at a house and thought, I don't know, what can I tell this kid for the day?
Yeah, you reckon it's
Keep
that?
him busy, do you know what I mean? It's like going and asking for a long wait, isn't it, or something?
Yeah, tartan paint.
I can't hear the word landscape without thinking, or landscaper without thinking about Ben Stiller's character in Happy Gilmore.
Ben Stiller's in Happy Gilmore.
So he's the orderly who works at the old people's home.
Oh, yeah. Sorry.
The little old lady's like, my fingers hurt. Oh, your fingers hurt? Well, now your back's going to hurt because you just pulled landscaping duty. It's like, oh my God, it's so funny.
That's a perfectly used line. Got a few more, so I'll go through
Sorry,
them.
yeah, go.
Working at a restaurant, swept under my station when we were closing. Giant brown pile came out with the broom under the lowboy fridge. Pile began to scatter. It was hundreds of cockroaches. Never returned. There was a lot of chef stories. A lot of chef stories that started on day one. Was
That's
like,
not
this
good,
is
is it?
grim.
Really?
No.
Because
A lot of them at big chains
Unless you
as
forget
well.
to eat like Ben, we all go out and eat at restaurants.
A lot of them at big
You just shouldn't, right? Like, by all accounts, anyone who works in like catering or restaurant industry is like, you shouldn't really go out to eat.
No.
Because the cleanliness in most average places is
Well, like a
not
Subway.
good. Oh,
You've been
forget
to?
about
I haven't eaten in a Subway in years, but you look at the meat, just meat sat there, like the bacon and the steak.
Just
Parentheses steak.
parentheses.
Do you know what I mean? But that's not food. If that was in your fridge at home and you were like, oh, I'm hungry, you'd look at that and go, I can't do that. But you go out and pay £8 for a foot long.
Yeah. I mean, that's crazy, by the way.
And
By the way,
talking of crazy,
by the,
here we go. You want to add on that last one?
I was going to say, what bread do you get when you go to Subway?
Hearty Italian.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like Italian.
Yeah,
What's the rest of them even doing there? Like, what are the other ones?
Yeah.
Wheat.
Wait. You speaking French again? Right, what was your I'm out of here moment for quitting a job on day one? I answered an ad for a babysitting job. Babysitting job. Babysitting job. I just really need you to understand.
Okay,
that.
okay,
'Cause
yeah.
the way this goes from an ad on a babysitting job is nuts. I was already working on a casual basis, but it was sporadic, so I thought that some after hours babysitting would be a welcome extra cash. The couple were both in the military and proceeded to tell me that I would be staying in the spare room and looking after their 6-month-old child around the clock as well as doing the housework. I would have 1 day off every 2 weeks. They said it is cash in hand, so I could still sign onto the dole, unemployment benefit, parentheses, to make up the rest of the money. I left on the spot. They wanted a live-in housemaid and nanny, not a babysitter. They were not able to pay for one. Why they thought it was up to me to illegally collect the dole to subsidise them, I do not know. How tight do you want to be?
We're going to pay you
Lights
X.
out at 0900 as well. Sorry, go on.
Like, you're saying that you're going to pay them X salary and then saying, I'll give you 70% of that and you'll get the other 30% from the dole. That's then you're not paying me that amount. Like, what are you talking
The cheek.
about?
The cheek. That though is in essence, right, what people that hire bartenders in America do. I'm going to pay you nothing,
Yeah,
and then you're going to charge everyone through the nose for tips.
Yeah.
I can't deal with the tip culture in the
No, but imagine thinking I'm going for a babysitting job. I'm going to watch TV for 5 hours where I put a little one to bed. They're going to come back a little bit pissed after a nice dinner. They're going to pay me in cash. I'm going to go home. And they go, you get 1 day off every 2 weeks.
Also, what
by
job is that?
the way, the kitchen's a mess. Get in there.
But babysitting and job don't go next to each other, do
No.
they? It's just a thing you do, isn't it?
Yeah,
It's not a
yeah.
job.
The worst thing is somebody right now is doing that job for them.
Yeah. She's
Somebody
the
said yes
first
to that.
person that went along to that.
Somebody said
All
yes
these
to
jobs.
that.
Someone dug that hole
Someone did dig that hole.
with his bare hands. Maybe.
That's a really good point. Someone has done all of these. Yeah. because these aren't one.
These are the people that didn't do it.
And I might just throw it again next week because there's a lot more I can't use. I've got one more real quick. Had an orientation for an alarm company. That's the irony here. Next day, manager calls and says, "Don't worry about going into the office and to meet at Planet Hollywood. They like to get to know their employees better over lunch on their first day." The next day, they go into the office and another employee, whom I had not yet met, says, "You must be scandal number 929. I was like, huh? They responded, "Light-skinned pretty boy is how the manager described me. In the same conversation, I found out no one else had ever been invited for a get-to-know-you lunch. I'm out."
Bloody hell. And at Planet Hollywood.
I mean, I don't even know. I imagine that's like a TGI Fridays.
places.
I think that's
what I mean, yeah.
Hard Rock
yeah.
Cafe type thing. But like, someone going, "You're scandal 929.
The writing's on the wall there, isn't it?
In an alarm company.
Yeah. Bells are ringing.
yeah.
Hey, I'll say it. I got you.
Bells are ringing.
Some goals are tap-ins, aren't they? But there's plenty more of them. So I might bring it back another week.
Light-skinned pretty boy as well.
But imagine saying that. He said that to a colleague.
That's got a crazy.
So, by the way, we've got someone starting tomorrow. Light-skinned pretty boy. I'm taking him back to Planet Hollywood. Going to get his pants down. Oh, wait.
Back of the net.
Yeah. Workplace scandal.
929.
How do people... Yeah, anyway.
Yeah.
It's a mad world and people
It is a mad world.
take bloody liberties, don't they?
It is a mad world. I was to a real life one that happened to us. I was working on a job the other year and we had a new guy starting and he came in like 8 a.m, carried his tools into site, put his tool bag down, looked around and just went... Picked
You
up his
gotta
tool bag
respect
and
it.
walked out. He just didn't like the look of the place and was gone.
I gotta respect that.
He knows what his time is worth.
Yeah.
He's like, "No, I'm not doing this."
Yeah. Because
And we've all been there. Like.
Oh, yeah. I worked in an Italian restaurant. I think I said it before, first jobs. And his cigarette ash was falling in the sauce. And I was like, oh, God. But
Smoky.
money when you're 14, 15 is money, isn't
Yeah,
it?
you take it.
Yeah.
Just go on the dole instead.
Yeah.
And get it for...
Go on the dole instead to subsidise your low wages.
What were they
Jeez.
thinking?
A military couple as well. Got to be by the book.
That story scares me.
Right, that left a sour taste in my mouth. Time to get it a little bit...
Birthday pie, pints of cream,
Well done, Chuck.
Birthday pie.
bonbons.
Oh, sponge cake, my favourite.
Let us doff our blindfold.
Yes. Well,
Take us to Sweet Town.
we've got the plates. We do have the plates. Everything's all here. It's ready to go.
Only because I prompted you.
Yeah. Here's one I made earlier.
It's not ready to go. It's still in the pack.
Gentlemen's Cassell.
Yeah. How are we all doing this evening? Hi, my name's Dean and I'm from Birmingham.
You'll do a bit of crowd work, dude.
Oh, no.
God, how about those trains, huh?
How about that ride in?
What's the deal with airplane peanuts? Was that for me?
Yeah.
Thank you.
It's a plate. It's on there.
Sam, on your right.
These, you know when something on the packet
You
looks
worked your way up there, didn't
That was horrible.
you? For me.
Yeah, I can imagine it was horrible for you as well.
So already this is a case of something on the packet looks better than it actually looks inside
great.
the packet. But anyway,
We're
here
due
we
a
are.
smack in the face, aren't we, Ben?
No. They're not as happy looking as they are outside, which you'll actually understand in a minute.
Wait, what? They're not as happy looking.
Hey, hold your. Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. Daddy's got it. It's all good, mate. You know, it's all right.
Daddy's got it.
Is it a BNBN?
No. Was that no but yes? I don't know. Anyway, so fact number 1: these are Italian. It was quite hard to get any facts about these. I can't lie.
But you doubled down. So I always forget. It's touch. Is it smell or touch first?
Oh, is it? Oh,
I don't
God,
know.
no.
Just do what you do.
Do what you want, yeah.
We've only been doing this.
Smells like a
We've only been
BNBN.
doing this for months. You know. Fucking hell.
Yeah.
Reset. Does it smell like a beer?
Yeah, it does.
There's definitely biscuit involved. Biscuit.
So, fact number 2: these are prepared without preservatives, colorings, or hydrogenated fats.
That's good.
And barn eggs. One
don't
website
believe you.
said.
Oh, they're coated in sugar.
2 eyes and a mouth.
Oh, there you go. There's his sense of touch.
Yeah, it's like a BMBM without the top layer, isn't it?
Two protrusions.
Now you understand why they're not as happy looking as they were on the packet.
Okay. And Fyre?
Fact number 3, recommended to store in a cool, dry place.
What was I expecting? What was I expecting there?
That's dying.
It's not a fact, it's a suggestion, first of all.
Very true.
Parentheses. Or after the biscuit. Oh my god. What the bloody hell is that?
Mr. 50.
Where's the flavour?
Yeah. It's lacking any type of flavour.
There's a bit of MDF.
Maybe they're dog biscuits.
It's drywall.
This is the remnants of what that guy scraped out with his hands. The rocky dirt.
God.
They could be dog biscuits, you know. I don't know. The packaging is very dog biscuit, isn't it?
Why do they look like that on the packet?
There's a lot in there, aren't there?
These are Fascine
Yeah, they
biscuits.
look like pedigree. They look like the pedigree brand.
biscuit.
No.
I wouldn't mind that.
They're not bad. They're actually, once you
The
get going,
after-flavoured, the aftertaste is
It's
not
all
bad.
in...
I could smash back a few of them. But they need a bit of like a
With a tea or
Oreo type cream or
tea,
something on
yeah.
top would be nice.
I'm not eating one because they don't know worth it, to be honest. So.
Hold on. You're eating one of these.
Yeah, you are. Tonight we died in hell. 22 wrapped up then, boys.
22.
That was fun. I enjoyed that.
Brilliant.
I say that every episode.
You do.
It icks me out, but it's because I do. It's because I do
If
enjoy
I've
it.
got tears coming out my eyes from laughing, then it's not a bad
Exactly.
time, is it? Yeah.
And you had a little bit of a big one last night, and you've turned that around. You wouldn't have done that otherwise, would you? You wouldn't be up at this time.
No, you got me up nice and early, walked in the rain, picked up these dog biscuits, and here we are. Attack the day.
Seize the day.
Right. Thank you, everyone, for watching, listening, and we'll see you all next week.